I always thought that desire is the main thing to achieve your goal, right? To be successful. And I always thought the more or the deeper your desire is on achieving something, the faster you are going to achieve it. But unfortunately, that's not the case in my experience. Because I remember when I started this online thing when I was in 10K debt, and my desire was to pay off the debt, and because I'm father of 8 kids, and the deeper my desire was, of course I want to make sure that my family is financially safe, no stress. I mean, every father wants that. And so my desire was extremely strong. It's times 8 because I have 8 kids. But what I realized back then, the more I was pushing, the more I was trying to achieve the goal, the more I was trying to push to make a sale, to get more clients in order so I can pay my debt. It was getting me more frustrated. It created me more resistance instead of getting more result. So the shift that I did was, or I actually get fed up. It was not that a realization and then I got this shift. Oh, I should do this. No, I was just fed up. I was because my electricity got disconnected back then, and there was a point when you feel so down, you feel so hopeless, and you started to go back to zero in your mind. You started thinking, how the fuck is I'm gonna solve this? This is bad, right? My desire was strong, my why is strong. They said the stronger the why, the faster you achieve your result. But the stronger the why, the deeper shit I was in the situation. That's when I just let go. I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. What I was I just focused on the things that I have. I had this program. I have a profile, Facebook profile, and back then that was the vehicle I was using to reach out to people. So basically, I have my phone, I have my laptop, I have electricity in that time because I was staying with my brother's place that time. I was out of town, so I had those tools. The only thing that I removed was that pressure, even though I felt a lot of pressure, but I just realized, that moment when you feel that you're hopeless, instead of reacting, somehow, I think because of my experience in self-realization, is I separated my mind, my emotion and my thoughts. So basically, the desire, because it's that emotion and that mind, that story, that's supporting each other with the emotion that created that desire and that made the desire even much stronger. So I gave up that because it was not working. It was just fucking me up and my family. So what I did is I just worked more intentionally. So the goal is to solve that problem, to pay off my 10K debt, to get my electricity back with my family when they were at home. So I was out of town. And then I just took action from that, collect data. And so now I realized that was working intentionally. So there's a big difference with working intentional and working out of desire, because when you work out of desire, you are basically reactive. You're constantly waiting for results. So every time I posted a content, I was watching the views, I was watching who responded, I was watching who ever sent me a DM in order to have a conversation to make a sale, or someone maybe purchased, right? This PayPal thing that pops up in your phone when you make a sale. That's a nice feeling, right? But so that was constantly driving my way of taking action. And now I realized that to put it in words, that was I was operating really out of desire, out of emotion. I was reacting on a situation. I was reacting on my situation because of my debt. But what changed is when I started removing that desire and working intentional, just because I was fed up. So intentional working means that I was following the system, I was following the strategy with a little tweak, but more focused not on the sale, but more focused on the process, how to refine my strategy, how to identify what was those things that I need to change. Right? Is it my messaging? Is it my hook? Is it how I talk to people? Right? And all of those things by working intentionally. And now I realize is how I separated my emotion and my thought about the things that's happening in my business. That's how I made that breakthrough. After the 2 weeks after my electricity got disconnected back then, I paid off. I made 5 sales in a row, or 3 sales in a row in a 5 days time, and made $1,350. And that was the moment that I made consistent sale and paid off my 10K debt about 5 months time after that. And the other client that I actually had a call with, it's just with one single call. We had this Klariti call. We had a talk about her frustration. She opened up about her frustration about she feels that she's not making a sale because she's not talking to the right people. So after the conversation, then I found out through the conversation that she was just focusing on this desire. It was desire of making a sale. So while she already has everything to actually hit her desire to make sales, and it was just a simple shift, a really simple shift. There's one single call I had with her. Just after 14 days, she made 1,400, and then in 30 days, she made $6,000. And it was just a shift because of that desire, that resistance. Desire can create resistance, and that resistance makes things blurry, that you don't see the things that you have because you keep on chasing outwards. You keep on chasing on your desire on achieving something that you don't have yet, instead of appreciating what you have first. Use that, amplify it, because that's the bridge for you to hit your goal. And funny enough is to cut off desire, right? Instead of being focused on your desire, or let your desire operate your system, or take action out of desire, it is what works for me and for my other clients is intention. Being more intentional, being more aware, have a good relationship with yourself, with your emotion, with your mind, because your mind and your emotion, they're not your enemies, they're your friends, right? But if you're not aware of them, they'll be like wild beasts, right? Suddenly, if you're operating from desire, from emotion, not from awareness, when they take control, right, you will have endless thoughts of worry, of panic, of anxiety, and that creates more overthinking, simply because you desire something, you're not aware of it. So if you're not aware of your emotion and your thoughts, it will take control of you. And then every time you take action and then something seems to be failing, it will justify and then tell you that this is the proof, it's not working, you're a failure, you're not good enough. And that creates a proof, and that becomes your reality. But if you are aware of your thoughts, if your emotion, and you take action, it's just a switch of perspective. And you will realize there's so many wins, so many things to appreciate. And these are the best tools for you to achieve your goal, to take action more, to take action, execute spontaneously, because your state of being is in a good energy, right? So there's a big difference forcing yourself doing something because of your desire something than spontaneously taking action and execute like a calm badass, right? Just like playing your favorite sport. I love basketball. I can play 3 games in a row, even though I'm so exhausted. It's because I love it. It's something that I'm passionate about, and that gives me a good state of being to take action. Unlike if I play something that is something against something that I'm not passionate about, is you will be forcing yourself. You will get burnt out in the first 5 minutes, right? So appreciating yourself, switch of perspective, working intentionally starts when you start appreciating yourself, appreciating the good things in life, because that changed the operating system in the driver of your taking action. So just sharing you the difference between desire and intention, right? So if you are frustrated all the time because your business is not working, you're not taking action consistently, keep on switching strategies, forcing yourself just because you want to make a sale, you want to scale your business, it is because you are operating from, you're not actually taking action, you are just reacting from a situation. And then because desire is taking control, and desire is there because of fear, right? So it's all emotion driving you instead of being aware, and you take action calmly. You can even smile, play some music, make it in a fun way, but progressively, because you are operating from awareness and you're taking action intentionally. So just sharing you these thoughts. If you are someone who is has a deep strong desire, operating from emotion, being reactive, and do you think this is something helpful for you? Follow, subscribe, share it to people who might need it. I have a community as well. Join if you want. It's all about clarity and for overthinkers. And if you don't want to join, don't join. And if you want to, the link is on the description below. I'll see you in the next video, okay? Peace.